All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Yeah. I hope you're all feeling well today. You must be because you're here. I don't know. Don't assume anything, right? So, good morning, Josmara and Paula and Sean Paul online. They're watching us from Puerto Rico. Yes, so they're on vacation. And today we have a newcomer, David, Mr. Adams. He's been coming to see me how long now? Maybe 7 years? You've been a patient of mine?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, welcome. So,
That's why I'm sitting
yeah. Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah. So it's February 17, 2023. Oh my God, this year has gone by very fast. Is it 18? Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Rebecca. I said, oh my God. Yeah. So, wow, happy birthday. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah? Well, starting with this wonderful, right? Wonderful meditation class. Well, I know 2 weeks ago I was supposed to talk about grief, and then it was like the first sunny day after a long time, so I decided to talk about happiness instead. But today is also a sunny day, but I decided to talk about grief only because lately, we have watched the news and followed the news of the earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria. And so there are so many lives have lost. And I think a lot of people in Syria and Turkey and all over the world are grieving right now. So I just wanted to talk about that, and maybe in our meditation today we will do some, compassion thinking and sending to the people in Turkey and Syria as well. I am not an expert in grief or how to cope with grief or anything, so this won't be an open session, so please give me your input. I know Mr. Adams is probably very, very well versed with counseling people on grief because he was a priest or no?
I used to be
Yeah. So he helped a lot of people through difficult times then, and I think I know in the past year he had gone through losses as well. So, what is grief? What is the definition of grief? So if
you feel like you're not supposed to shout.
yeah. Well,
It almost seems like grief is a series of steps that someone goes through with a loss.
right. So if you look up the definition of grief, it would say it is a natural response. It's not abnormal. It's a very normal response to loss. But if you grieve too long or too intense, that causes you to suffer for a long, long time, then it becomes pathological grief. So there's a normal grief and pathological grief. And I remember when I was a medical student, we learned that if the person suffers grief for over a year, over the loss of a loved one, then it becomes pathological. Well, that was about 20 years ago, so I am not in touch with the psychiatry field anymore, so I don't know if they have changed that definition in timeline or not. So it is a natural response to loss, and we don't have to lose loved ones, persons, or people to grieve. People can grieve due to the loss of a pet, right, or loss of possession, or loss of something small but very valuable to them emotionally. So, so usually grief will bring sadness. I don't think people feel happy during grief. So there is sadness associated with grief, and there is suffering associated with grief. But why do some people get themselves into pathological grief, and a lot of us just go through grief as a normal process, right? So there's a reason behind it. And usually there are research show that there are 5 stages of grief, and not everybody can go through all 5 stages, and they don't go through all 5 stages in a time sequence either. So the first stage of grief is usually denial or shock. And when a person is in denial, it doesn't mean that the person doesn't care. That there's a difference between denial and not caring. So there is that denial. Oh, that can't be true. That can't happen. You know. So, and then the next one would be bargaining. We call bargaining, and we would bargain with ourselves, saying, I wish I have done that. You know, if I have done that, this wouldn't happen. If so and so and so and so. So that is bargaining. And then there is a stage called depression. So especially when you lose your husband or wife, or father or mother or sister, or someone who is really close to you, and you get into that depressed state, and they don't want, you have the feeling of hopelessness. There is no hope in the future without that person in our lives, for example. And there's so there's that depression, hopelessness, helplessness, and some people don't even want to carry on living. So there is that stage too. And there's a stage called anger. So people suddenly get really angry when they lose something or someone they love. And that's okay. It is a normal stage of grief. Some people would go and shout out, on top of their lungs, and curse and swear and this and that, and that's okay. Everybody goes through grief differently. As long as they get through the grieving process naturally and healthily. There is a process of going through grief healthily, and there's a process of going through grief unhealthily. And then the final stage is acceptance. You finally accept the loss, you move on with life, and that doesn't mean that you don't think about that person, or you don't care anymore, but you accept that is part of life. Things happen, right? So when we know how to suffer, we will suffer less. That is the saying of Thich Nhat Hanh. When we know how to suffer, we will suffer less. So when you go through grief, be open to grief. Be aware of your sensation and your feeling, and it will guide you through the process much better. I think if you are more aware of your emotions, you are better at coping with the emotions, I think. When you're not aware and you just let it flow, and it's like the monkey mind controlling you again, right? So all of those emotions will control your action. Whereas when you are aware of your emotions, you can somehow control your action. You know, you can go and shout on top of the mountain and swear, but you are aware that you are doing it because you're going through this stage of grief, and that stage will pass. So, but some people, they're not aware of that, and they go from one bad action to the next, to the next, to the next, and then that becomes unhealthy grieving, right? So hopefully in this meditation session, it will help us to use meditation to bring the awareness to the grieving process. And we all grieve for those people in Syria and Turkey right now, and their loved ones are grieving for them too, you know, grieving for the one who have lost their lives. But you know, when you talk about grief, there's when that what I've talked so far is about losing something, but you don't have to lose something. In the dictionary, it would say grief could mean frustration or discomfort, right? So when you say, don't give me any grief, what does that mean? Don't give me any grief. So don't give me any discomfort, you know. So, but you're not losing anything there, right? So, so how can you help yourself through grief? How do you know how to suffer less? I think all of us have gone through some griefs at some point. So I'm open to input. You know, how have you all coped with grief at some point in your life?
I'm going to give an example. As my father passed away, I was working in the pharmacy, and they called me and rushing my dad from Elwood down to Indianapolis. Couldn't make it because he had a heart attack. He was in the hospital, so I didn't believe it. No, I couldn't believe it at first.
Right.
And then I locked up the store and went down there, and I was shocked. I was shocked that this was happening. I wished it happened to me. You know, I can handle it better than him, so to speak. And then I was angry. I just wanted to punch the walls down. Why? You know, and so forth. Yeah. So I went through these phases really, really fast.
Right.
Then I was depressed. I was gone.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I come to acceptance. It took me a while. It was probably the first time I cried. But I think late Olivia Newton-John's husband, said it pretty well. He said that if a partner, a loved one, passes, then your obligation to live life for the both of you. It was like, okay, yeah, that's an acceptance. That's how he's come to accept it. Pain, suffering. It's unhealthy, I think, is when it falls into a loop of that concentrating on pain and suffering. That's why I believe meditation helps. Helps us to become aware of what we're feeling, aware of who we are, and come to a better acceptance. I think clinical people I've heard before, you know, what you need to do is learn radical acceptance. Radical acceptance meaning you're going to do something just to not make it worse. My idea is, I think, just acceptance, not to make it worse. What can you do to make it better?
Yeah.
Better for yourself, better for those around you. So I think that's what I'm concentrating on. comes to a loss.
Yes.
Acceptance.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we have to get to acceptance to be at peace, I think, because all of the other stages don't get you there. Denial, bargaining, depression, anger, they don't get you to have a normal life again or peace. Yes. What I've learned also is that you don't have to grieve alone. So grieving with someone else is always better, but you have to find someone you trust so that you can talk about your grieving process. You don't want to just talk to anyone because if you choose the wrong person to share your grief with, and that person started to judge you or criticize you and telling you that you're doing wrong or don't get over it, or they don't have the understanding. It actually doesn't help you. It actually won't make you feel worse. So if you decide that you need the support, then find someone that you trust and share that grief, and you will get over the grieving process much faster. For some people, they prefer to grieve alone, and that's okay. They have the inner strength to do it. But some people need that community support, and they need, if they feel like that, they need to go and find help from friends or relatives, or maybe their friends and relatives can offer help. So it's both ways. Sometimes you can go and find the support yourself, and sometimes the God or your guardian angel will bring people into your life to help you. But I think grieving in the community is good. I think right now, if you look at Turkey and Syria, people probably will gather in mass just to share the grief together and pray together, and that helps too. Yeah. 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 Do you have anything to share with us about? Yeah.
I lost a daughter. Go through suicide. I've studied Buddhist philosophy and I had ingrained in myself that this is what to expect. I ingrained in myself that everything is impermanent. And so I think that helped me. But also, like you said, it helped me that I got the call at 2 o'clock in the morning and by the time I got off the phone the next day, talking to somebody, talking to a friend. I was going to tell my mother that, and so it was that kind of thing. And so it just, both the things you said, I understood this, and you do. I think one of the things that helps me was as I felt all the emotions that you feel, the horrible sorrow, the horrible loss, and everything like that, you just sit with it. You just let it happen to you, but you don't cling to it. You don't hold on to it. You just let it go through you. And it, like everything else, is impermanent. Unless you cling to it.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. So I've So the idea of impermanence is a deep rooted in the Buddhist philosophy, I think. So Buddha taught us that not everything is impermanent. Yeah. except for the soul. The soul reincarnates. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation or not, but you know, nothing in life is permanent. And yeah, we go through cycles of birth, you know, growing up, getting old, and then dying, and we go through diseases. Yeah, so no one will escape that cycle on this earth, right? Once we are born, we get into that cycle, and then we pass. But each of us will exit this life in a different way. And some people are unfortunate to leave this life traumatically, I think. But lately, when I listen to other talk about death by physicians, and also talk about death by famous people like Wayne Dyer. Do you know Wayne Dyer? Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks and Louise Hay. They are really my teachers in life. Although I have not met them, I've learned a lot from them on YouTube video, and they all share the fact that, you know, when we die, our soul becomes part of the universe, and I don't know, different faiths have different way of thinking about death, I think. But in Buddhism, we do believe in reincarnation. And so my husband, he is Christian and I'm Buddhist, of course. His belief would be when you die, you go to heaven, right? And my belief is that when we die, we will reincarnate depending on what our karma is. So we have two very different school of thoughts, two different philosophies about death. But we were taught to do the same thing. I mean, my husband and I are very much agreeable in everything that we do, that we have to learn our lives to the fullest and make it meaningful and help others and all of that. So whether it's Jesus or Buddha, we were taught to do the same exact thing. You know, I think the only difference here is when you die. So interestingly, we have been watching videos. I don't know where my husband got it from, not YouTube, maybe Apple TV or Hulu, but these are psychiatrists, you know, in United States who have, through helping their patients, they get into reincarnation, and you can watch it. It's real life. So then my husband went back to. I mentioned to my husband about a book written by Dr. Brian Weiss. He is a psychiatrist, professor from Harvard, right? So he uses hypnosis to help people, to help his patients through their difficulties. And one patient completely changed his life because this patient, through hypnosis, started to tell him about his son who had passed away. And then the past lives and everything. So if you want, you buy the book. The book is called, I haven't read it yet, but it's a well-known book. It's called Many Lives and Many Masters. So Dr. Brian Weiss was very skeptical about reincarnation. Well, he's American, Caucasian American, but he found out about reincarnation through hypnosis, and then he went back into the Bible and studied the Bible. So this is what was shared by my husband recently, that yes, in Christianity, way back, many years, 1,000 years ago, reincarnation was written in the Bible. And then I don't know what time in history this happened and what is this. Okay, so back then people kept thinking that because of the notion of reincarnation, when they don't like this life, they want to reincarnate into a next life by committing suicide. So in that time of history, lots of people commit suicide, lots. And so the Pope decided to change that, take that out of the Christian belief, and said there is no such thing as reincarnation. There is another doctor, his name is Damien Bertrand from Canada. He is another psychiatrist. You watch him on video. So he would hypnotize patients, you know, or not even patients, normal people like us going to him saying that, you know, I have difficulties, I keep having nightmare, or I keep having this and that, and he would put them into hypnosis. And through hypnosis, all of these people, they have past life regression. So they remember back their past life, the name, the location, who they were, whether they're man or woman, and who they got married to and everything. And he used those facts and went to that exact location, go back into history record, and got exactly everything exactly like the patient said. So, you know, so we, you know, so that is my belief. So I'm, you know, I said, okay, now it's proven through hypnosis that, you know, even in Canada, in this Western world, when people don't believe in reincarnation, there is that. So maybe, so that is something I learned, very interesting about history. But for me at least, I think the notion of reincarnation helps me through grief as well, because I believe that the soul is always forever changing from one form to another. So even that person is gone now, that person will be reborn, and then we'll have a different life and so on. So, you know, that soul is not suffering. So I think we have different ways and different beliefs that help us through the grieving process too. So
I was just speaking to my friend on the way down. He was talking about his cousin, but one of my friends that passed away recently, died of hypothermia. But he'd been drinking quite a bit. I'm familiar with that, obviously.
yeah.
But my friend said that, well, his wife had passed away in 2015. And I think that put him in his tailspin, let's say,
Yeah.
as we were talking. So, and I said, well, in his death, maybe at least he didn't suffer, because he was probably numb and dying of hypothermia, you just kind of go to sleep.
Right.
So, I mean, we were trying to make each other feel better, and that the thought of him passing away. But of course, he was obviously suffering before his passing away. And using alcohol, which too often happens for people to feel numb.
Right.
I won't want to feel anything.
Yeah.
So as a family member and a loved one, I can only imagine what kind of suffering that they they may have had. So I just don't understand that. I mean, I'm the ultimate fix-it guy when I can. So that's why my thought is if everybody can just come to acceptance,
Right.
the suffering doesn't overwhelm us, doesn't overtake us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
Except in my buddy's case, accepting his wife passed away and move on without alcohol and so forth. That's what my key thought is for today.
Yes.
Is acceptance.
Acceptance,
So,
yeah.
Grief,
yeah.
In some cases, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's bullying you at school. What do you do in acceptance there? I've been thinking about that. Well, they're bullying you on the internet, don't get on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If they're bullying you in the face, don't give them the satisfaction of irritating you, because that's all they're trying to do is elicit a response. And if it needs to change schools, accept.
Yeah.
Accept who you are, accept what you are, and there's beauty in everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
There's beauty in everyone.
Right. Yeah. That's the same. You know, we say there is Buddha nature in everyone. So the same saying that you have beauty in everyone. So I think, yeah. Thank you. So I think we're ready to do our session for today. You know, so maybe in this session we'll think about the people in Turkey and Syria, and think about their loved one as well. So let's take a few moments, getting ourselves comfortable. Just relax and take a few deep breaths in and out. Be aware of your body, your sensation. Deep breath in and out. Get ourselves into the stillness. And as we take deep breaths in and slowly breathing out, we bring our mind back to ourselves, back to our consciousness. Deep breathing in, and slowly breathing out. Deep breathing in, and slowly breathing out. Let go of the tension in your neck. Let your shoulders relax. Your hands comfortably rested on your knees or thighs, or even folded. Feel the sensation of the cushion touching your skin, your thighs, your feet. Follow your breaths in and out. As we are breathing in and out, we start to do some self-compassion first. We are grateful for this body. We are grateful for this life that we are being given. We are grateful for all the beautiful things around us. We are going to take care of ourselves so we can take care of others. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Feel your chest rising and your stomach collapsing. In and out. Deep and slow. Present moment. Beautiful moment. Breathing in, we're going to bring ourselves back to ourselves and focus on our compassion. We are cultivating our compassion and let it grow. Let our heart filled with love. Let our mind filled with awareness. As you feel your compassion growing deep inside your heart, gradually filling up your lungs, permeating your body, up to your head, all the way down to your toes. I feel love I feel compassion. I have gratitude. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. As we are now aware of the compassion we have for ourselves, and we are aware that our compassion is growing, we're going to share our compassion to the four directions. Breathing in, I'm sending my compassion to the north. Breathing out, I am sending compassion to the north. Breathing in, I'm sending my compassion to the south. Breathing out, I'm sending my compassion to the south. Breathing in, I'm sending my compassion to the east. Breathing out, I am sending compassion to the east. Breathing in, I'm sending compassion to the west. Breathing out, I'm sending compassion to the west. I am aware that I am part of the universe and that the energy that I'm sending out will be received by others. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. I am now sending compassion to Turkey and Syria. I'm thinking about all the lives that have lost. I'm praying for them for peace. and sending compassion to their loved ones who are going through this grieving process. I'm praying for them to have peace. I'm praying for them to have acceptance. I'm praying for them to get the help that they need. I'm praying for them to have a quick return to normality. I'm aware of their grief. And I hope that this positive energy I'm sending towards them will be received. I hope that the notion of impermanence will help them through grief. This moment, I am aware that there is a world community coming together in thoughts to pray for them. And I am grateful that I am in this world community. With my breaths, I am sending compassion. With my mind, I am sending compassion. With my whole awareness, I am sending compassion. We are at the end of the compassion meditation for Turkey and Syria. As we are going to open up our eyes, we wish them all the best. And we are going to bring awareness back in our body. You can now open your eyes and stretch our legs if you have numbness or tingling in your legs. And don't forget to breathe in and out as you relax. Stretch out your legs. We'll do some yoga stretching. And then we'll do some walking meditation as well. Okay. So we'll get our hands together. And just massage our eyes. Rub our hands again. And massage our forehead and down a few times. Forehead down to the cheeks. And then we can rub our ears a few times. And then we can rub our temples right here. Those are the pressure points. Now we are going to massage our head from the top down the back of the head. And then we'll rub our neck one way and the other way. I will massage our shoulders. Just move your arms back and forth a few times. And then back our arms to one side like this. One arm over the other. And then stretch the other arm like this. Okay, and then you can massage your arms down to the fingers. And then back the other side of your arm. Do the same on the other side. And back the other side. Okay. Now we have the pressure point right here between the thumb and the index finger. So just rub that pressure point a few times 10, 15 times like that. And then do the same on the other side. Okay. And then you just move your fingers like that. Fingers in your wrist. Now we're going to do some twisting for our back and spine. Okay, so put one leg over the other leg like this. Put the opposite shoulder to the knee. Okay, so left, no, not shoulder, elbow. The left elbow over the right knee and twist. As you take deep breath in, hold it like that, and then return and breathe out. So you do 3 more like that. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Okay. And then switch leg and do the same. And like that. Only when you do this that you realize it. Your back really needs some stretching. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, good. Now we are ready to stand up. Actually, I didn't do the legs, but let's stand up. We'll do some stretching standing up. And you can just shake your legs a few times, like that. And then put your arms up like that. And then lean to one side. Okay? Into the right and back. And take deep breath in, lean to the left, and breathe out. Okay. Right. So are we ready to do walking meditation? So walking meditation. Mm-hmm. Oh, oh yeah, yeah. Do you want to prefer doing body scan or laying down?
I just want to lay down for a second.
Okay, yeah, okay? Yeah, that's okay. So, yeah, we're good. Okay, yeah, that's okay. All right. So I'm going to. I think we're going to do this walking meditation in silence. Let's see if we can do this in silence, or maybe not, because David is the first time, so I'm going to just keep saying guided walking meditation for today, right? Okay, so we'll go and going to walk this way, maybe this way, because yeah. So once I ring the bell, you step up with the right foot, David, and then as you breathe in, and then when you breathe out, you step up with the right one. Okay, so we go very slow. Okay, deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. In, out. As you meditate, try to focus your mind on the grieving process, and you can think of anything, loss of the pet, loss of an object, loss of loved one. Okay, Deep breathing in. Slowly breathing out. Deep breathing in. Slowly breathing out. Deep breathing in. Slowly breathing out. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. In, out. Deep, slow. Present moment, wonderful moment. One more circle, then we will return to our seat. Deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. And when you hear the bell ring, you find your seat. All right. Okay. So that, I think we've done probably 40 minutes of meditation, I think. 35, 40 minutes. How do you feel? Let me just, I'll go around the circle and ask the Christian, how do you feel?
I feel quite relaxed, and today was a little bit different because as I was walking in the circle meditation, it was like just really getting lost in the meditation, which is a great thing, and just seeing myself in a different light, like seeing myself the way that I'm supposed to be, not the way that for so many years prior I did see myself. So, yeah, it was just really nice for that meditation to just to be able to reflect on that and see those things.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So how long have you been meditating?
I have been meditating now for a couple of years, but consistently now for about 9 months since we did class. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Actually, it's been longer than that. Well, since last summer. Spring. Spring, yes.
great. So, can you share with the group how your progress has been over the 2 years?
Yeah, so over the last 2 years, I did meditate because I wanted to just be more present in the things that I was doing, but it wasn't consistent. I used apps, um, because that's the easiest thing to do, and you can do that just to help you get started. But being able to go through a class and actually have like some more direct communication and education on what meditation means for you and your body, it has just really been very eye-opening and connected with me, as far as like not only just being at peace with myself, but being able to see a positive future for myself and implementing that on a daily basis. So now I implement it. I do it first thing in the morning when I wake up, just before my day gets started, while I'm still in that little trance, and just being able to just be free, is pretty amazing. And even when I was working in a full-time job that was highly stressful, the walking meditation was wonderful because I would be able to get away, from the chaos of that was in the day, and just be able to go outside. And even though it was in a parking lot with movement and whatnot, I was still able to do the walking meditation, and maybe not, of course, not this slow, but um, just to be able to just recenter and gather my peace, because my peace is something that can't be taken away by other people. So yeah, it's just been very calming, and just allowed me to recenter on a daily basis.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that with you
Yeah.
because we did the class together, and I think at the beginning you had a lot of issue with the work environment, but I think you seem to be at peace and
Oh, I'm
happier
at
now.
peace.
So,
I'm no
yeah.
longer working there. I'm just doing my
Oh, yeah,
business
that's-
full time
oh,
now.
okay.
But even when I was there, I was at peace.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
That's good. Thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you.
So, Mr. Adams, David, I don't know if you meditated before on your own, or is this your
Yes,
first
like,
time?
no, every day for the last
Yeah.
10 years.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
do you have anything to teach us
no.
with your experience?
I don't know, if nothing else, it's a good way to start your day. I mean, it's all, I can't imagine without it now. I can't imagine not living that way. I've been doing it a long time, but I'm old, so that's the reason here. So,
Yeah. But yeah, so I think I'm getting that way. I think
old or,
both old, both old, and realizing that I cannot live life without meditation.
right.
So
Yeah,
think
I,
it
I,
brings
I
me.
think even when I was like, I went to Florida for a couple of weeks last month, and every day that I was in a hotel, I always started the same way. Everything, that's just part of my life. That is what I do.
Yes. And what benefits have you noticed?
Well, I think
over
it
the
just
last
keeps you
10
calm.
years?
I mean, it's reminding you, I think you develop a center or awareness of a center in yourself that gets you through the day, gets you through everything that goes on, because that's just the start. That's your really reality, and everything else is just what goes on,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
sure.
See. How about?
Um,
Yeah.
what I like today, what I learned today, about grief, and I know grief. We've all gone through it, and there are stages, and I do pray for those in Turkey and Syria because I understand the grief. But I also liked in your meditation where you talked about I want to send compassion to my north, my south, my east, my west. Think about that. I mean, obviously, even north, south, east, and west is a difference, and it's you. We're talking about you. It's your perspective, whether you're laying down or whether you're backwards or forwards or something. But nonetheless, it's your north, south, and east and west. And when crisis happens, when conflict happens, when horrible things happen, it seems to be bombarding us from north, south, east, and west. And the only way we can do is accept, love ourselves, be be happy. I mean, it was like my wife and I were going on a hike, and I just kept thinking, oh gosh, ground is hard, the rocks are rough, the sweat is off my brow, the mosquitoes, and I just kept thinking that if I just got to the other side and go downhill, it was going to be easier. That was my goal. I was looking, just I want to get to the down here, easy part. But really, it was a beautiful day and the rocks and things. And I had my dog with me that thought, oh, this is the most wonderful new world she's ever seen. And I was with my lovely wife, and there's flowers everywhere and caterpillars. And I could have been wondering where they're going or whether they were happy with their coat, even, you know? But so that's your thing.
Yeah.
What do you perceive? And as quick as you can get through the grieving process to acceptance, that was my key word for today.
Yes,
I think the better.
absolutely. Yeah, without acceptance, it's hard to get over grief. People get stuck in the other stages.
Right.
And yeah.
But I think key, compassion, loving yourself.
Yep.
As you spoke.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Judy.
What today is like another implement about meditation for me. I think coming here and like you said, the more you learn, the more you feel strong. I will say I feel stronger about what to do and know how to deal with life, and even like grief and compassion, and not just only loving yourself but loving everyone and appreciate everything that you have here compared to people like in Syria and Turkey right now. So thankful for the life that you're in a safe place, and then feel sorry and grieving for others and sending compassion for them. So yeah, giving me kind of stronger of thinking, living in this life and how to live in the very good way and effective way. So, thank you for being here and having this center.
So meditation is for everyone, right? Not so. I mean, Judy doesn't have a lot of. She has a very
I would say
loving, peaceful life, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot going on that bother you, but so this is an example where meditation helps even the people who don't have any issues to to think about. You still benefit from meditation. And also, as this is our 14th session or something, but we've gone through one topic each time, just to demonstrate that we can use meditation in any situation, and it will help. It will give you a lot of benefits, whatever situation you're in. Use meditation, and the more you practice, the better you become at it. Yeah, thank you. How about Carla?
Sorry if I don't have much to say today. My brain is like foggy. But so as I was doing it, I was able to relax and get into a little bit, but I could also feel my body just wanting to go to sleep whenever I would like get really relaxed. I always love coming here and learning more about the tools in the toolbox, because I agree that meditation can help out with like every situation. And I know that for me, it's been helping me out a lot when I'm at work, and near the end of the day, when I start to feel pain, I'll start to meditate and I can like feel my body relax and I can feel the tension and like the pain ease. And I'm still in that beginning stage of meditating, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, yeah. When you feel pain, did you apply what we did? I don't know if you were here when we did the chronic pain session.
Yeah.
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 And it's been really helping me out.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. Keep at it, and then you'll feel all sorts of benefits. Actually, are you sleeping better with meditation and so on?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Sleeping better, and your brain fog or whatever that you have today, like a year from now, if you keep practicing, you won't have that much, because meditation improves concentration and memory. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. And Rebecca, I know you're not feeling well today.
Yeah, sometimes from like today, it's just about giving permission to feel. Um, you know, I just struggle with being able to feel even grief or pain. I joke about pushing it down, but I do. And so just to be able to I understood what you meant by the body scan now.
Yeah.
But just to be able to go over here and just kind of just give myself permission just to feel, and it for me is really hard but good. And I meditate off and on, and when I say off and on, rarely. This is like the most scheduled I've been, coming every Saturday, and I don't know why. I just always forget about it. Like it just never. I think I just stay so busy to not feel pain that I just don't give myself permission to always stop. Like Cal could probably tell you that I have a hard time stopping.
You keep busy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Have you been practicing at home in between Saturdays?
no,
No.
I'll be honest. I just
It won't come. It won't come.
Yeah.
Just like I think Sean Paul, at the beginning he wasn't. He attended the Saturday classes, but then now he gets into
yeah.
doing it every day, so it won't come.
I know it's good for me. Like I just
Yeah.
forget. I just
Yeah.
it's like one of those things that just
Actually, for me, and I think David shared the same principle, that at the beginning when it's hard, if you make a time for it.
yeah.
So, okay, every Saturday, every morning when I wake up, that's when I do it. Or every evening before I climb into bed, I have to do it. And then it helps you to get into the habit. Once you get into the habit and you are so good at meditation, you can actually meditate
I need to work on that.
anytime. Yeah. Well, okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sean.
Hello.
Hi.
That was a good meditation. Very thoughtful, and
Thank you.
I liked it. It was good.
Thank you. So, will it help you in the future grieving process?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm in that denial thing where I'm just like, I don't know what grief is.
Yeah.
But
I mean, grief.
then there was what was it? What was the second one?
Bargaining. If I do this, if I do that,
That's the
if
one
this
that gets
can be
me
done.
with my mother.
Really?
Is if I'd been there,
Uh-huh.
that wouldn't have changed none.
Yeah.
I gotta accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be another
Another stage.
Yeah, it needs to be guilt. I feel like,
Guilt.
especially with suicide, my best friend killed suicide, and
Yeah.
not being for your mom, it's guilt. You just gotta learn to
Yeah.
let it go, and like you said, nothing would have changed if you would have been there.
Yeah. And
We're not that powerful.
I think with everybody through COVID, we all lost a lot of people. I know I did, like a bunch. My dad's gone, my mom's gone, kids are out of the house, no marriage, and you go through that all by yourself. Oh, we're on lockdown. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need people. I need
Right.
inner reaction. I can't do this on my own. So, yeah, we all went through that, and then everyone probably has someone who might have passed or had a really hard time with COVID. I know I did. And you just lose a lot of people. I'm like, I know we all got to die, but I'm like, could it stop for a little bit? Could I get a break? Jesus, Buddha, whatever. Give me a chance to catch up. Uh, so yeah, uh, very compassionate meditation, and I'm not the best concentrator on the walking meditation. So monkey mind was ruling, but he had a good idea. It's like, because I like the guided meditation process better than not hearing anything. And a lot of times I do it with relaxation music and healing music and different tones of the chakras. You can find lots of them on YouTube. I use them regularly. And I thought to myself, well, I can just replay these at the start for the meditation. So I have a guided meditation versus it not being guided. And there's lots of good guided meditations on YouTube or Rumble or whatever you use. They're out there.
So I think I don't know where I learned from, but yeah, from the course, from the course. So Lucretia and I took the course to become teachers, and the teachers in this course said that from time to time we have to give the students a moment of silence so they can do it on their own. Because only, like Lucretia said at the beginning, she was relying on apps. And that's the same as guided meditation then, but it is more powerful when you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
So giving you that, moment of silence to do it on your own, it gives you the opportunity to train your mind, train yourself to meditate on your own. So remember the lesson one, we talked about monkey mind and how to bring it back into yourself. You use your breaths. Actually, you just use your breaths and focus your mind on your breaths. So keep telling your mind in here that breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. I'm aware of my breaths. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. I'm aware of my breath. Breathing in, I know I'm in the present time. So you keep repeating those things in your mind, and then you will bring yourself back into focus using your breaths. Then your mind doesn't wander that much. But I think Brad, you shared the fact that you use music too, right? To focus. Yeah.
My favorite. I ought to. That's with God. But when I truly meditate, spiritual. Yeah, for me, music. I like to tense myself up all as hard as I can at first, and then start the music and to relax and have my mind flow with the music. I know I don't necessarily listen to somebody else's talk. Work on trying to use my mind to feel my senses in a different way than what was before. Yeah. It's kind of an escapism, if you will. Yeah. And that's what I use.
So we use tools like the breaths or music as something that we can focus our mind on, so we don't have the monkey mind going on and thinking about different things.
This week was a rough week, so like I had to pull out like all the tools in the toolbox to
Yeah.
get through it. And I was watching a really good documentary about African Jimba, and talked about the healing aspects of the drum. And I played usually 5-10 minutes a day, just messing around. And every time I'd hurt, I'd start playing it, or I'd meditate, or I'd try and do Tai Chi to just get through it. And there was at a point where I tried everything, and you get frustrated. And I live by myself, and it's just me and my dog. So I'll go off by myself. I've tried everything this damn week. What, what the hell? I'm just boozing.
Yeah.
And I didn't. But, you get to those points with pain when you're fighting it and you're trying to win. And some days you just lose. It feels like you just lose. And that's what I've been going through this week. I felt my left shoulder get started with the neck. The neck had been off and on for a couple weeks. Everything else felt great. And I could get through the neck, doing acupressure and stuff like that. And then the shoulder went, and then my arm just felt dead, but I could do stuff with it. I could still use it, but it just felt dead all week. And I just got to a point where I was like, God, just go away for a little bit. So I've been meditating a lot to get rid of it, and watching a lot of stuff on meditation.
So when you're alone like that, did you feel like you need, if you have someone
I
to
got my
talk to?
dog.
You have your dog? Okay.
I talked to the dog.
You
Yeah,
talk to
he's
the
good.
dog? Yeah.
We've been going on nature walks and hikes
That's
all week.
good. Yeah.
As far as I can go, and then we'll sit down, we'll rest. We've met a lot of people this week and saw a lot of different animals that I don't normally get to see. I saw a hawk. I got a picture of a hawk eagle. What was that? Oh, and then last night we never go on a nighttime walk. And I'm real interested in the unidentified flying objects that are on the news. Okay, I'm one of those. I'm not a tinfoil hat person or anything like that, but hey, if there's something in the sky, I want to see it. You know. So last night we're out walking, and diagonal lights, and I got a picture of it.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's
I didn't post it, but somebody else, one of my friends on Facebook, had seen it, and he posted it. I was like, cool. I didn't want to be the one. I didn't want to be the one, but I use my dog a lot for therapy too. He's like my emotional support guy. And yeah, he's always there for me.
Yeah.
And it's like from the time I get up, time I go to bed, he's with me. And so, yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing and for being here. It's another lovely day, so I wish you all a very nice weekend. And thank you, everyone online, for joining us. Wishing you all a weekend of peace and happiness. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.